Hello, 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 everyone, and good afternoon to you. Yes, it is afternoon here in Ericsdale, Manitoba, and I'm just putting the light on. It's a little bit dark in here. Um, Anyways, I'm later today because I had to take Jonah um this morning up to the vet. And let me tell you, oh, poor Jonah. Poor Jonah. Um, so I took him up there and they knocked him out and they took him in a back room. I went and I was observing all of this because I wanted to see. I wanted to see exactly what was being done. So anyway, they started just kind of cleaning a little bit and skin started coming off and then he was irrigating it with betadine and and it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. He has one deep puncture wound. Thankfully, thank God it didn't hit anything vital. Um, but anyway, I'm going to. All right, just a minute here. Okay, so this is. I'm sorry. This is how it started. Okay, this is at the vet's office. Okay, I was able to take this picture because Jonah was asleep. Okay, this is what it looks like now. Yeah, poor Jonah. Oh my gosh, it was awful. Dr. Olson he had to keep cutting away and cutting away and cutting away because there was more and more and more necrotic tissue. And so he had to do it until you have clean edges, right? And so it's bleeding and that so that it will come together, right? Basically anastomosing, right? It'll come back and that. So but he's on Medicam for the next 2 days. He's on antibiotics. It's left open because there's still infection in there. Did a wonderful job cleaning it. And he really was at it and but he was starting to wake up. He was starting to experience a lot of pain and that. So then they had to put him on some gas. So they put him on some gas and he was out and they were able to, and that's the end result. So pray for Jonah. Now, as far as Sydney is concerned, I had a good talk with the vet and he said, it won't get better. It won't get better. So right now I'm trying to find a home for Sydney. I've got a lead on maybe one person that may want him. He's just too highly aggressive. And Jonah, Dr. Olson said, it's just, this time it's like this. The next time he could hit the carotid or he could hit the jugular or whatever. And that's it. Good night, Jonah. So, yeah. And it was bleeding quite a bit this morning. I noticed blotches of blood all over the place. So almost $400 later, that's where I'm at. But Sydney, I love him and everything else, but he's going to end up killing Jonah. And I had to make the Tough decision. See, Jonah got me here yesterday. Not Jonah, Sydney. Sorry. Sydney got me here yesterday. And I love the cat, but that's the thing when you have two males together. Now, I'm going to try and get a female, and that should be a better relationship because they're not competing, right? Sydney wants to be alpha male, and yeah, it just can't. It can't go this way. It just cannot go this way. So I've had to make the tough decision that I am trying to find somebody who will take Jonah. I think he'll be a wonderful cat if he's just by himself. Dogs are okay, but he finds other cats a threat. Even though he'll lay with Jonah, even though they'll snuggle up together, all three of them, everything else, Jonah is absolutely relentless. He's absolutely relentless. And I asked the vet if there was anything that I could give Sydney to calm him down. I said, I'm already using pheromone collars. I'm already using the cat calm. There's nothing else I can do. He said there is something for aggressive dogs, but he said he's not aware of anything for cats. So, yeah. So I'm hoping to find a home, for Sydney. You know, like I look at him and he's as sweet as pie. He's such a cutie and everything else, but there's no way that I can keep this 16. Okay. That I can keep this going the way it is. It's gone on far too long because Sydney has given him abscesses like many times over. And it's just, no. So Jonah was given, there's some special spray for him, and then he gets Medicam, and then he gets, and then he has antibiotics that he gets twice a day. Amoxicillin. And so, yeah, we're hoping and praying that this will heal up, but it's quite massive. He said, we're not going to cover it because there's still so much. Like, he rinsed it out really good. He saturated it with betadine and irrigated it all up in, all over the place. And so, yeah, so that is what is happening. So I have to keep them separated. Like right now, Sydney is outside at night and Jonah stays in. And because I don't trust Sydney. I think Sydney is a wonderful cat if he's on his own. And that's the way it is. That's what Dr. Olson said. There are some cats that love the group setting and get along well, and there's others that don't. he asked if they were fighting over food, and I said, no. He said, he said, then it's dominance. And I said, yeah. Sydney wants to be alpha male, and he will do anything he can to be alpha male. Yeah, I don't like to do this, but if I don't do this, Jonah's going to die. Because right now his neck is all open, and if Sydney gets even close to it with a claw or something like that, I could find him dead one morning. And Jonah, boy, he's an old boy, and his very nature is calm, and he's peaceful. He doesn't bother anybody, nothing. It's that Sydney down there who's the aggressor. So, yeah, so that was my morning. So, yeah. So, oh dear. It's just, it's heartbreaking because I don't like to do that. I don't, I think we had a dog once that was, or maybe we had two dogs that were highly aggressive, highly aggressive, and the kids were small, and they were just going after the kids and the boys, and like they were, like Christopher was 2, maybe 3, and Jeffrey was, he was a newborn, and they were very jealous, very jealous. And yeah, so Christopher was up and walking and running, and the dog would chase him down and just get on top of him, and thankfully no bites but scratches, yes. So we had to surrender them. We just could not. They would have probably been good dogs with adults, but not with children or cats, right? Anything smaller that they could feel that they could dominate. Yeah. So anyway, that's it. Last night it rained, and of course, rained in the house. And when we were up in Ashern, there was a couple of guys that came here. John was with them, and they were looking at the roof and mentioning everything in that. So, yeah. So, turns out the roof is going to go the way that I originally said it should. Peak like this, not like this. And I said that right from the beginning. I said that right from the beginning. It needs to go this way over the door, not this way over the door. So we came home. We went to the post office. I mailed a parcel to New Mexico. For some reason, I was thinking she's in Texas, but she's in Albuquerque, New Mexico. My friend, my friend. So it's on its way, and you know who you are. I was stuck on Texas. I thought for sure. I knew it was down south there somewhere. So, yeah, I sent her a bunch of fabric. I had all this fabric. I had a big wad like this square blocks, right? They were quilt blocks and that. So I just found everything that I had and I just um, packaged it up and mailed it to her. Yes, yes, yes. So that's good because that's gone. Now I don't have to worry about it anymore. I only paid, I don't know what it was, $1.75 for a whole big stack of quilt ends or quilt. I guess somebody was doing quilt blocks or something, and they had all these extra quilt blocks. There was a lot of Christmas fabric in there. And I couldn't find anybody around here, so I sent it off finally. Finally, finally, finally. So, yeah, and then when I got home here, I quickly had lunch and then my Ajovi arrived, so I took that. And so my tummy down here is a little bit sore. I don't know where Jonah is laying, but he's laying somewhere. I have to keep an eye on him, make sure that he's okay. He is eating now. I don't know if I said this. They had to give Jonah fluids because he was extremely dehydrated because he hadn't been drinking in a couple of days. So yeah. So mm. So that's what's going on. That's what's happening. Nothing, nothing. I'm just worried about my Jonah. I'm just worried about my Jonah. Once it starts to heal up, it'll be better. So, and the pain medication he only gets once a day. And the and he can get sprayed there with this stuff, which is supposed to enhance healing. And yeah. So cat bites are awful. They are awful. Cats' mouths are one of the most, what do you call it? Infectable. I don't know what else to. I don't know what else to call it. That when you get a cat bite, chances are, like if it's deep enough and if you don't get to it right away, that it'll become infected. That's almost 100% certainty. So, yeah. But otherwise, that's about it. Not much else is happening. Juliet picked up my stuff there in Winnipeg. I got to pay her here right away. And, yep. So, but otherwise, now it's sunny. It's funny, when we left here to go up to Ashern, it was sunny here. And then as we got way up close to um, Ashern, then it started to become really foggy and misty and just not very good. So, yeah, but now it's nice and sunny here. So hopefully by this week here, I'll have my roof done because they're calling for snow. Not a lot. I can't remember what day it is. They were calling for a lot of rain next Tuesday. And but now it's no flurries, light snow. So right now it's 14 degrees, going to a high of 15. Overnight 5. Tomorrow 14. A little bit of rain. Just Friday the same. Saturday a little bit of rain, like we're talking under 1 millimeter. Okay. And then by, gosh, come on, by Tuesday, it's only going to be a high of 4 degrees and a low of 0, less than 1 centimeter. Wednesday, right now, it's going to be a high of 3 and uh, a low of 0, 1 to 3 centimeters. We're talking centimeters here now. And then Thursday, the 26th, a high of 3 and a low of -2. So, yeah. Yeah. So, for about 4 days, there's the chance of snow. So, yeah, well, I guess it's inevitable, right? Just as long as my roof is done. Just as long as my roof is done. Here. And that. So, but yeah. Yeah, this morning I just thought with with Jonah there, it was just going to be, oh yeah, taking a look at it. Might have to give him a little sedative there so that they could clean it and everything's good. But nope. It's sad when your fur babies are like this. It's just really, really sad. And they uh, they couldn't put a cone around his head because it would rub against it, right? Which I kind of figured. But I thought maybe they would have something to close it all in and just have it saturated with, antibiotics or something, right? Or betadine or something like that, just for a day. So I just have to do regular wound care. Used to do that all the time at Castle Home when I was there. Because we had a lot of people with bed sores and, diabetic foot ulcers. Very common, especially if they were a smoker. Oh my gosh. It's even worse. Nothing heals when you're a smoker. Oh, I thought I heard Jonah. He was sleeping up here, but he didn't want to be here. So I don't know where. I'll go and check on him in a few minutes. So, yeah, so that's how my old boy is doing. Yeah. And of course, Sydney is just a perfect little angel right now. My bedroom, on the other hand, is a disaster because he got on top of my dresser, knocked everything down again. I tried so hard. I always feel like if you've been given a child, you know, you gave birth to a child or you adopted one, you do everything, right? But would you allow one child to be stabbing another child? Because that's exactly what that is, right? And and then just let them stay. Like I don't know, Jonah's had I think three three or four abscesses this year alone. Yes. There was the one that I was able, well, the other ones was able to get, but this one I knew just by looking at it and the blood that was coming from it. It was, yeah, poor baby. I would give my right arm for them. I would even give my life for them. And but hi Jonah. He looks so haggard. Jonah. Jonah. He's kind of scratching at it there. But he is moving around. And it's like he's not the worse for wear in the sense that I don't think he remembers it. So, and hopefully it'll become a distant memory soon. So, anyway, so please continue to pray for my Jonah and pray for Sydney. I don't want to give him away. I don't. But I don't know how else to, like right now he's a perfect angel. He needs to be in a house with one, just himself. That's just him. The only cat around. A dog's okay, not another cat, because he finds that a threat. All right, everybody. So I'm just going to continue working here. I am slowly getting it. So hopefully my video loads without too much trouble. Oh, poor Jonah. He looks like he's just been. It looks like he's been in a battle, which he has, I guess. But yeah, poor baby. So I'll let you know how he's doing, and if you'll let me take pictures, I will take pictures as it's healing. It's pretty raw and red right now. It's not bleeding, it's just raw and red. And it looks disconcerting when you see it, but it's clean, right? Because you're not used to seeing something like this. But it's better that it's all cleaned out and that. So I'm happy about that, even though it cost me $400. Yeah. So, all right, everybody. I guess that's it. So, may you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be well. May God bless you this day and every day. God loves you, and so do I. So does Miss Twinkle Toes herself, Miss Lilybell. Jonah, who is sitting up by the TV, he's looking. At least he's happier. So he's not in pain right now, anyways. And Sydney, who's down here. So I'm hoping I can get a female. Looks so sad. It just looks like, what's going on? What's going on? Jonah. What a silly boy. Okay. Thank you, Jesus, for being my Lord and Savior. Thank you for saving me from my sins. Thank you for being there in my darkest and deepest moments. Thank you for loving me like you do. Thank you for caring enough for me that you would die on the cross for me so that my sins would be forgiven. And that's a prayer I pray for all of you as well. A couple of motorcycles again. Pretty good for the 18th of October. All right, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. God willing, of course. Toodaloodles, everybody.